Will this prototype fall flat? Injuries by the thousands could be prevented if the latest project at Prototype This is successful. It's a personal airbag that senses a high fall and inflates automatically around you, cushioning your landing. With the rig assembled, and the stuntman who'll be wearing it in the final test watching and waiting, just as the integration test began.
Everyone's ready.
Yep.
A crucial part of the air delivery system suffered a devastating blowout. And this build now looks like it's taken a flying leap.
It just blew the aluminum right off. Okay. I mean, we had a catastrophic failure.
We had a massive failure.
At least Tim, the stuntman / guinea pig, is hopeful.
I am confident they'll pull it off. As long as it can stay together, I think it'll work.
While Mike takes the blame for the mishap.
All right.
Originally, Terry's design for the buck called for a hole that big. But then, per my suggestion, we ended up making the hole that big.
Mike's modification to the air holes put too much stress on the small pucks.
I think that we're just underestimating how much force we're dealing with here.
But the solution comes quickly.
Joe and Terry are working on a way to deal with the situation real quick here. It's pretty simple. What they're going to do is they're going to take out 4 of these bolts. They're going to drill holes through the pucks that mount to the vest. They're going to put through bolts into it. A lot stronger.
Hopefully that'll correct all of the puck blowout problem, and then it's time for another test.
Bolting the pucks to the harness will disable the quick change feature of the airbag. But for the prototype to stay in one piece, it's got to be done.
All right, we're here in the workshop, and we're about to test the airbag inflation for the second time.
In 3, 2, 1.
This time, the bags get full inflation. But Joe isn't ready to sign off on the airbag's safety.
Can I state a concern to you guys? It seemed like the bags deflated really fast. So if we deploy the airbag too soon, they're already going to be deflated by the time the guy hits the ground.
He's worried that the vents Mike designed into the bags are allowing too much air to escape too quickly.
So what's going to happen?
Well, the option with that is to put some kind of tape over the holes right now and try and keep the air contained inside. Right. See how long that lasts.
Right.
That last test, we should have filled the bags all the way.
Mike believes that his vents aren't the problem.
The vents aren't losing air. The bags just didn't have enough air in them.
And though he's annoyed, he decides to try it their way.
So at the persuasion of my teammates, I am now working on a live and highly dangerous system so I can put some tape on some vents. Safety third.
After a few plugged vents, with the final test of the airbag set for tomorrow, it's time for one more attempt at full inflation.
Any last requests? We're plugging in full pressure. We're taping the holes. We're filling all the bags. And if it doesn't work, I'm getting on a bike and driving into the bay. Sorry, Mike, it's going to be your bike. 3, 2, 1.
Third time's the charm.
Well, we got a full fill.
Full back, though.
The patched airbag inflates almost to capacity. And most importantly, holds its cushioning shape for much longer than in the earlier test. But because the front and back airbags aren't quite getting enough pressure to make them safe for a stuntman's fall, Mike comes up with a quick and effective solution.
All right, we're going to pull the shoulders off because these fill up so much. It's so much protection. So the shoulders aren't really necessary. And given the fact that we don't have time to add another bottle to get the more air that we need, well, we can just take the shoulders off for now.
Now that the team is happy with the final design, it's off to the final test.
Yeah, we're here. It's D-Day for the personal airbag. And finally, we get to put everything together, the electronics, the airbag system, and see what happens.
I don't want to overstate the case, but it could resemble a life or death situation.
Thinking about somebody jumping up 30 feet up wearing some crazy contraption we made in a week? Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
The drop looks pretty crazy. I wouldn't want to do it.
But stuntman Tim has nerves of steel and takes a few rehearsal leaps before strapping on the airbag.
Tim's over here doing some final practice jumps. Terry's over here with the tanks. Electronics are on. Airbags are folded. We're ready for a test. It's going to be interesting.
This isn't a recreational toy. It's a piece of safety equipment, and we're about to test it for what it was really designed for, a 30-foot fall and saving your life.
This time, it's for real.
We're going to go up. We're going to do final checks, plug everything in, make sure that the system is operational, and then I'm going to step back. We'll do a 3, 2, 1 count, and then Tim will swan dive with the best of them.
The point of this test is, will the sensor recognize the fall, and will it trigger the airbag, and will the airbag actually deploy all in enough time to cushion his fall? So the safety harness is going to pull him up just inches above where he'd be hitting otherwise. So we'll know if the airbag would have saved him. We don't want to have to get another Tim because we killed the first one.
Once you're very much up there and looking down, that's something you just don't... You look down and you're like, I'm going to fall.
And on ground level, the rest of the team is confident, but anxious.
How serious he is. He's in the zone, and I think we're all pretty nervous. At least I am.
He's solid. He's like a rock, dude.
He says he's not nervous, but you can't not be nervous when you're falling from 30 feet, even with the harness.
There are always things that we don't know is what's going to happen, and sometimes things go wrong.
Plugging him in.
It all comes down to this: the moment of truth.
And 3, 2, 1.
The test is flawless.
And that is how you do an airbag.
You all right?
Oh my God.
How was that timing?